Hey, this is Carla from the Butcher Babies.
This is George Corpse Fisher from Cannibal Corpse.
Hey, this is Rex from Kill Devil Hill. It's Wednesday 13.
This is Dad from Devil Driving.
This is Motorist from Quad. You're listening to Rabid Noise
on Rabid Radio.
Turn it up.
Nate, thanks for joining us on the show, man. What's going on?
Just relaxing at home and talking to you.
Awesome, man. Well, it's good to catch up with you, man. And you recently released the debut in Ashes album, Breathe Hope, and everyone just seems to be loving it too. Reviews are great, and it did really well in the charts as well. So, how does it feel to finally have it out?
It's definitely a lot of weight off our shoulders. It's been stretched out for a long time now to get to the point of releasing the album. And it's, we're really happy to finally get it out there and have something solid and something that's had such a good response so far.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I've been seeing nothing but awesome stuff online, and it's well-deserved, dude, because you guys, you took your time when it came to crafting the album, and I think, the results really speak for themselves. What was, the biggest challenge for the band over the period of time to make sure it was right?
Just everything from the writing to the timing of getting the release, like everything perfect from like the artwork and stuff like that, and where we're going to do the rollout and the videos and stuff like that. We did hit a lot of roadblocks along the way, but in the end we got the products that we wanted to release, and we hope everyone enjoys it as much as we enjoyed making it.
Because I guess a lot of people don't actually realise what actually goes into making an album behind the scenes. I guess because a lot of people think that you can just sort of go home and do it all on your laptop like a DJ sort of thing. But when it comes to the heavy stuff, it's a bit of a different story, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, we didn't want to set ourselves up like most bands will have. Like, look, we've got 4 weeks. Let's pump this album out, track it, and all that stuff. But we're like, let's do it right. We'll take our time. We had the luxury of that because we recorded with our friend Nick Carpenter at Core Studios, which allowed us. We're at home on the Gold Coast. Nick's on the Gold Coast, so we could work in with him whenever it suited us to go in and track and stuff like that. And then with parts that we weren't happy with, it allowed us to go in and redo and stuff like that. So we got it as right as we wanted it to be.
And of course, Nick Carpenter is amazing at what he does. He's got his Core Studios, and a lot of bands that have worked with him have built up an ongoing relationship with him, recording and producing and stuff like that. When it came to ideas for the album, what did he bring to the table? What sort of ideas did he throw at you guys that sort of made you?
A lot of stuff happened. We sent him demos and stuff leading up to the time that we were hitting the studio, and then he'll just throw ideas back and say, well, let's try this. Say, when I went into the studio, I'd be tracking and he'd be like, all right, let's not do that. He would try and rephrase stuff that I would have my vocal structure, and then he'll go, well, let's try it this way, see if this will work. In the end, that's the kind of person that we're after. We didn't want someone that would just go through the motions to go, sweet, track, done. He pushed us to get the best that we could do, which was exactly what we were after in a producer. And it helped as well because it made us a lot more comfortable knowing Nick, and that we could go in, have that comfortability and have him have his input, which we highly regard from him being in Devolved and Rome and stuff like that. So he knows his stuff, and he definitely helped a lot.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing. And as you said, it's important to have someone that isn't just sitting record and going, just do it again. Do what again? And he really push you to get the best out of your performance. As I said before, man, I think it's all in the proof of this album. It's amazing. And, of course, the video for the title track is pretty awesome too. Who came up with the concept for that one?
I came up with that concept for that, and along with, I threw ideas back to our director for the video, David from Her Name Is Murder Productions. He did our prior video to that when we just did a single called Daydreamer. So we wanted to work with him again because he was over from Norway. He's living over there at the moment, so he come back over Christmas and shot a video for us in January. And then we shot some stuff here with just the band stuff from that video, and then we put the storyline together after he left, and then he went and shot all that stuff in Norway. And it came out awesome. It added that whole extra dynamic to the video. It's an ongoing story that's going to link up with following videos. So that's just a start. So it's a little bit vague, but once these other videos come out, it'll bring a whole story together.
So I like that. I like that you guys have put so much thought into that, because it's something that you don't really get these days. You know, off top of my head, I can't think of another band that might have done that. Not in the heavy genre anyway.
Yeah.
But it's definitely different. And, you know, at the end, you can maybe put them all together and like a short film or something. Yeah. Which I think is awesome.
Yeah. People will see once these next videos come out where the story's going from there, from the Breathe Hope video.
Awesome, man. And when's the next one? When can we expect that one?
It's probably a couple months away yet. So, but it'll, I don't want to let too much out just yet.
All right. No, still on the beans. No, still on the beans.
don't want to, ruin the story just yet.
Understandable, man. Well, of course, the band has been going for quite a few years now, and under the name was In Ashes We Lie. Take us back to the beginning of the band and how it all got started, because it's been years. I remember seeing you guys years ago.
Yeah. Well, band, me and Lee, our guitarist, he was originally the bass player, and we started the band back in 2001. I'm pretty sure it was. And so we just started playing parties and stuff, and the other guys in the band, Christian and Simon, Simon went on, he plays in the Delta Rigs now. And we're like one of the first melodic hardcore bands, along with Morning Tide, on the Gold Coast. So back in the day. And then, so we just went from there, playing our first shows in Byron Bay at like one of the first youth centre shows down there. And then it we just kept playing from there, and other bands come along. Like most of our shows that we played in the early days were Mary Street and Byron Bay. So we're playing with bands like Think Straight, Shoot to Kill, Winston from Parkway Drive's first band called Blueprint for a Nightmare, and then eventually Parkway Drive. We actually played Parkway Drive's first show ever with them in Byron Bay. So we're on that show with us. I think it was Shoot to Kill, From These Wounds, just all those North Coast part of that North Coast hardcore scene eventually, when that started to boom in 2003. And then we were actually started tracking for our debut album back then, but then the band broke up at the end of 2003. It was like just after Halloween. So, and then we did nothing for pretty much 10 years. So I did bands in between there. And then I finally got Lee to start playing music again, and he ended up jumping on guitar, and I was doing another band called Satellite Years with Josh, who's our drummer now, and we were just like, well, and then Lee was going to join Satellite Years, so we were like, well, why don't we just restart In Ashes? So we did. I think that was like 2012. So we started writing again for In Ashes, started playing some old stuff, and then had our first show back 2012 with the Amity Affliction at Surface Beer Garden, which wasn't a too shabby show to have a comeback show for.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. Who made the call? Was that you that, let's get the band back together?
It was actually Josh, funnily enough, because me and Lee were just thinking, like, well, we're just going to jam on some Inash's stuff, just me and him, and just play around and write some music just on the side of Satellite Years. And then Josh was like, well, why don't we just bring in Ashes back? And we were like, well, yeah, why not? Do it. So there, and then just evolved from there.
That's awesome, man. It's awesome to see you guys, still kicking. Because, I remember most of you guys from even the Music Mania days.
Yeah.
When that whole scene was, seemed like it was really at its peak around, was it like 2007?
Yeah, it's like 2006, 2007. I was singing for a band called Avenge the Dead.
That's it?
Yeah, Gold Coast was definitely at its peak in that area for the heavy music scene, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was good times, man. It was definitely good times. And, of course, being part of the local scene here on the Gold Coast for so long, you've seen, like me, a lot of ups and downs over the years. What are your thoughts on where it is now?
It's hard now. We have no venues, so we've got the Shark Bar, but that's where we play now. Now that the Cooley Hotel's closed down, there's pretty much nothing for all ages anymore.
Yeah.
We used to be able to play at Southport Stadium up there, or the RSL at Southport. There was places like the Narang Bicentennial Hall, just all places like that. They've all just stopped doing shows. I don't know if it's they're stopped doing shows, or they're not letting people do shows, or promoters are just not interested in all ages. But yeah, it's definitely something that we need to address and start building again on the Gold Coast for sure, because there's plenty of good Gold Coast bands around now, so there's definitely a need for venues so we can get it happening again, so bands that are coming through do want to stop here and play.
I totally agree, and of course for the younger generations as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we were young lads, we used to be able to go to those shows. There was still at least one every few months to be able to go to an all-ages show. And it's a bit of a shame that a lot of the young kids these days still in school, there's not a lot for them to go to. And I think that's a damn important thing for them to experience.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
And, of course, you've just released the album we've been talking about. And what's next for you guys?
At the moment, we're just we're going to be hitting the road over the back end of the year. So we've got a Hometown Goldie show on the 5th of August coming up. So that'll be the first show of a run of shows. And then we'll be hitting Brisbane, Adelaide, Melbourne and Sydney after that. Yeah. Awesome.
Full steam ahead. And is there more recordings planned? Have you got more stuff like that in the works as well? Or is that...
Yeah, definitely. Because we've been sitting on this. This album's been finished for 12 months easily now, so it's taken 12 months for us to actually get it out there. We're definitely ready to... we've already started writing some new stuff already, so looking ahead, maybe a new single by the end of the year, or a split with someone is what we've been talking about. So hopefully have albums out now, and hopefully have something out to keep people interested by the end of the year.
You'll be working with Carpo again?
Definitely.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you again, and, I'll definitely be there at the Shark Bar gig. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be good fun.
All right, see you, dude.
All right, brother. See ya.